Why do goats climb high mountains? Goats are among the most remarkable animals when it comes to climbing steep, rugged terrains. Their ability to ascend some of the world's highest mountains, often reaching elevations above 2,000 meters, 6,561 feet, or even higher, has fascinated naturalists, biologists, and hikers for centuries. But why do goats climb such high mountains in the first place? To answer this, we need to look at a variety of factors: evolutionary adaptations, ecological needs, and behaviors that have allowed goats to conquer such challenging landscapes. In this extensive exploration, we'll dive into the key reasons goats climb high mountains, examining everything from their evolutionary traits and physical adaptations to environmental factors, food availability, and survival strategies. Ultimately, the ability of goats to scale such heights is a story of survival, adaptation, and natural selection. 1. Evolutionary adaptations to rugged terrain. One of the most significant reasons goats are capable of climbing steep, rocky mountains is their evolution. Over millions of years, goats have evolved a set of physical features that make them well-suited to life in harsh, high-altitude environments. A. Hoof structure and grip. Goats have uniquely structured hooves, which play a key role in their climbing abilities. The hooves of goats are cloven, meaning they have two separate toes, and they are equipped with a hard, rough outer edge that provides excellent traction on rocky surfaces. The inner part of their hooves is soft, allowing the hooves to flex slightly, which gives them better grip on uneven ground. This flexibility helps them navigate narrow ledges and vertical rock faces with incredible precision. Additionally, the hooves of goats contain a thick pad that cushions their steps and enhances their stability. This is especially useful on steep cliffs or loose, craggy rock, where other animals might slip and fall. Over time, these hoof structures have been fine-tuned through natural selection, giving goats an evolutionary advantage in rocky, mountainous environments. B. Muscular build and agility. Goats are known for their strong, muscular builds, especially in the forelimbs and shoulders. This strength allows them to climb with ease, using their powerful legs to push themselves up steep inclines. Their strong abdominal and back muscles also help them maintain balance and stability when climbing rocky surfaces or navigating treacherous slopes. Goats are highly agile creatures, and their physical flexibility allows them to move quickly and easily through rugged terrain. They can leap from one rock to another, jump across narrow gaps, or scale vertical rock faces that would be impossible for most animals. This agility is particularly beneficial when they are navigating cliffs or trying to escape predators. See sense of balance. Goats have an extraordinary sense of balance. Their inner ear is well developed, helping them remain steady and oriented even on precarious mountain ledges or narrow paths. This innate sense of balance allows them to move confidently in environments where other animals might struggle. 2. Escape from predators. One of the primary reasons goats venture into high, inaccessible areas is to escape from predators. In the wild, goats face a variety of threats, ranging from wolves, mountain lions, and large birds of prey to more opportunistic hunters like coyotes and foxes. Climbing to high altitudes provides goats with a natural escape route, as many predators are simply not capable of following them into such rugged, steep terrain. High mountain slopes and cliffs offer safety because of their inaccessibility. Predators often lack the agility or physical adaptations required to pursue goats in such challenging environments. The steepness of mountain terrain can effectively act as a natural barrier, keeping goats safe from danger. For instance, the alpine ibex, a species of wild goat that lives in the Alps, is known for its ability to scale near vertical cliffs to escape predators. Predators such as wolves are unable to follow the ibex into these areas, making the mountain slopes their safe haven. Additionally, goats are very alert animals. Their keen eyesight and acute hearing allow them to detect predators from a distance, and their instinct is to quickly flee toward higher ground. This behavior is instinctual, and it has helped them survive for millennia. 3. Access to food sources. While climbing to higher elevations might seem like a survival tactic for avoiding predators, it also plays a significant role in the search for food. Many goat species, such as the mountain goat, Oreamnos americanus, or the alpine ibex, live in environments where vegetation at lower altitudes is limited or seasonal. The higher altitudes offer access to different types of vegetation, which can be essential for their diet, especially in harsh conditions. A. Availability of nutrient-dense plants. At higher elevations, goats often find a variety of plant species, including grasses, shrubs, mosses, and lichens, that are adapted to cold, rocky environments. In some cases, these plants may be richer in nutrients or more abundant during certain seasons than the vegetation found at lower altitudes. For example, mountain goats in North America primarily forage on alpine grasses, moss, and lichen. These plants provide them with the necessary nutrients to survive in cold, high-altitude environments. Lichen, in particular, is a vital food source in winter when other vegetation is scarce. Climbing to higher altitudes allows goats to access these critical food resources that they might not find lower down. B. Access to snow and water. In addition to food, high-altitude environments often provide goats with access to fresh snow and meltwater, which they can drink. In regions where water is scarce in summer or drought conditions exist, goats can often find snow at higher elevations, which is crucial for hydration. Snowmelt can also lead to an abundance of water-rich vegetation, contributing to the goat's ability to stay nourished and hydrated. C. Avoiding competition with other herbivores. By climbing higher into the mountains, goats can reduce competition for food with other herbivores that occupy lower altitudes. Many animals, such as deer, sheep, and other grazers, are found at lower elevations, particularly during the warmer months. By venturing into higher elevations, goats may be able to access food resources that are less contested by other species. 4. Thermoregulation and cooler climates. Another reason goats climb to high altitudes is to regulate their body temperature. Goats are well adapted to both cold and hot climates, but extreme temperatures can be uncomfortable and, in some cases, life-threatening. By moving to higher elevations, goats can find cooler climates that help them avoid the heat stress of lower, warmer altitudes. In many mountainous regions, the temperature drops significantly as altitude increases. This is especially true in the summer, when goats might seek out cooler areas to avoid overheating. Goats' thick fur coats, while protective against the cold, can cause them to overheat in warmer conditions. By climbing higher into the mountains, they can avoid extreme heat and maintain a more comfortable body temperature. During winter, high-altitude areas can offer protection from the cold winds that affect lower valleys. Snow cover in higher regions can also insulate the ground, providing goats with softer, more manageable terrain to move across. This ensures they don't have to navigate the frozen, hard ground found at lower altitudes. 5. Instinctual behavior and evolutionary strategy. Climbing high mountains is not just a learned behavior for goats, it's also an instinctual one. Goats have evolved over millennia to thrive in mountainous regions, and their climbing ability is deeply ingrained in their instincts. Even domesticated goats, when given the opportunity, will instinctively climb onto higher platforms, rocks, or structures. This climbing instinct may have been shaped by the need to find safe, secluded areas for resting, feeding, and reproduction. As such, goats are drawn to high places not just for food or escape, but also for a sense of security and safety. Their natural tendency to seek out elevated positions has been reinforced through evolution, contributing to their success in surviving in high-altitude environments. In fact, even domesticated goats will often seek out elevated structures like rocks, fences, and even human-built structures, a behavior that mirrors their wild ancestors. This instinctual drive to climb is part of what allows them to thrive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. 6. Human influence and domestication. While wild goats are most famous for their mountain climbing abilities, domesticated goats have also been selectively bred by humans for specific traits. In many cases, domesticated goats have been kept in mountainous regions where their climbing abilities are useful for managing rugged terrain or accessing elevated grazing areas. Over time, these domesticated goats have developed traits that make them particularly adept at scaling high terrain. Humans have played a significant role in shaping the domestication of goats. By selecting for traits such as agility, strength, and climbing ability, humans have created domesticated goats that are just as adept at scaling rocky cliffs as their wild relatives. This further highlights the importance of climbing as an evolutionary and behavioral trait for goats. 7. Conclusion. Goats are remarkable creatures, and their ability to climb high mountains is the result of a combination of evolutionary adaptations, ecological factors, and instinctual behaviors. Their specialized hooves, muscular build, and sense of balance all enable them to navigate steep and rocky terrain with ease. But beyond their physical capabilities, goats also climb high mountains as a survival strategy, escaping predators, finding food, regulating their body temperature, and reducing competition. High mountains offer goats not only safety, but access to valuable resources like food, water, and shelter. In a world filled with predators and limited resources, the ability to climb to higher elevations has given goats a distinct advantage, helping them thrive in some of the world's most challenging environments. Whether in the wild or domesticated, goats have